let's get ready for the nest now. So I think like most of you are, I think everybody would have logged into the system. What we have done is you just needed to go to the MarketWatch profile, MarketWatch group settings. You can create anything which you wanted it. Can you remember, like I believe, like I had a group which was for S Bank. Once it was like a falling another thing that particular time I had it there. So I have created 3 groups here. One is Yes Bank, another one is like a Bank Nifty and Nifty. Now what I will do is I will rename this since we are not using it anymore. I will rename it to Bank Nifty Next. So I have just done a rename. Oh no, it is not. Okay, so we have renamed it. Now you can save the group. We will just go here and then select whatever the scripts you wanted it. I wanted to select for Bank Nifty Next, right? I'm just clicking on option IDX, Bank Nifty. First, I will select PE. Since we are looking at for next expiry, current expiry, I already have it in Bank Nifty here. So I'm just trying to add the monthly expiry also to see what it is. When I'm adding monthly expiry, I will just try to add in 500 series because this is for OTM. I wanted to see what is the values for like a 500 series. You can delete if you wanted to delete any unnecessary like additions which you would have done. First, what I've done is I've added all the PEs in an order: 24, 23,500, 23, 22,500, and 22,000. Then I'm adding the Cs. Click on 24. So currently it is somewhere around 23, right? 23,400 or something. So what is the possibility of going back to that level? And then last, go to future IDX, select Bank Nifty. We needed to see what is the future level at which it is trading, and then you can do an adjustment here. Okay, because the price is not fully visible, right? So in case if you wanted to see it, just give an adjustment here, click on double tap, and it will automatically show up all the date. And now what you needed to do, just click on market, watch group setting, save it. So no need to worry about whether this will get deleted or anything. Why I have done it in this order? Because it is always easy for me to track. So on the top, I know it is the C, on the bottom, it is on the P. And moreover, like I know the out of the money will be in the center and then deep in the money will be in the far. Okay, that way I will know where I needed to choose whether it is a CA or PE, which one to choose in the far or like ITM. And next, we have done this. We have created the market watch. You needed to see which are the like a columns that you require it on the top. All you needed to do is just right click on the trading symbol. You will get a reposition column in all open groups. Why I don't want you to do it here is you wanted to like make the change for all the 3 groups here. Click on this open groups. Then you will see everything here. Whichever symbols which you wanted it or whichever like an header which you wanted it, just pull it here just by clicking it like this, and then wherever you wanted it, you will get it that way. Okay, if you don't want it, just click it back, it'll go back to the like a same place. Okay, so say for example, I've added the open interest here. Total open interest, I'm just like moving it just one strike above the previous open interest. So currently what I have done is I have added percentage change, which is important. I needed to know whether if it is meeting my like a Q1 or Q2 requirement, I wanted to see the percentage change. Here itself, we can look at the percentage change. Okay, currently like any of them meeting my Q1, Q2 requirements? No, because it is at like a 93, 23, 24. Nothing is met. Let's look at Bank Nifty for the current series. Can you see it? Everything is in the different order. When you're seeing this, all you needed to do is select this like this, delete it, and you can click the future like a what to say option IDX first. I'm just going to add it for the current series 23,800. I'm just adding it for 23,800 and up to 23,100. Even 23,000 you can add it, but it will be like a long list. That's fine. And on the call side, again, I'm adding 23,800 to 23,200. That is already at like 500 rupees. That's fine for me. Okay. Now I needed to save this file. Look at this, go to MarketWatch, save group, and then you will be able to save it. Just give me a second, guys. So we have saved it. Once you have saved it, you will be able to see the data here. Guys, this is what we have done it for the CE and PE. I will show it once again. I'm deleting it. What I'm doing is option IDX, Bank Nifty. In the option IDX, you will get Bank Nifty and Nifty. Currently, we are adding for Bank Nifty, right? Bank Nifty. First, I'm going to add the CPE now. PE, what is the strike I wanted to add for 20-second, like next expiry is on 22nd, correct? So for 22nd, what are the strikes which I wanted to add? Currently, the Bank Nifty like a future is trading at 23,346. So add 500 or 700 or 600 points away on the upside, and then similarly to that. Enter that price, enter the entry till whatever the price we wanted it, enter it, and then see. I'm going to enter up to like a 23,800. So first here, again, I will start from the higher end up to 23,200. I've added it. Then I wanted the future price also to be displayed. So I go to future IDX. Here again, you will be able to see only Nifty or Bank Nifty. For this particular page, I wanted Bank Nifty. I add that. Why we are adding like? Because that will be easy for me to do for the monthly, like a weekly expiry on a particular page, separate page. Okay. Guys, if you are selecting future IDX, you will be able to see like a monthly. If you are selecting option IDX, you will be able to see the weekly as well. Okay. So see which one you're doing it. Monthly. Future IDX is like a monthly, like the Bank Nifty future is expires only on monthly. It is not a weekly expiry. Okay. So choose correctly. Okay. This we are done. We have added the columns. What are the columns? First is the trading symbol. Next one is the percentage change. Here, none of them are meeting my requirement. That's the reason I've added it here. Next one is what is the last traded rate on this particular strike? It is around like a 344 now. Bid rate, the price at which a buyer wanted to bid it. Say, for example, if I am a buyer, I'm placing a bid at like 344, thinking that someone will be selling it to me at this price. But the seller says, no, you have placed it at 343. I can offer you only at 344. So he says, if you wanted to buy it, buy like a 1 rupee more than your price and then come and buy it. But quickly the prices are moving. That's a different ball game. But how quickly they're moving, right? Earlier, we will not see this kind of volatility, but now we are seeing the volatility. So we should be able to like determine what price we needed to buy. Another thing, when you're buying, like this is your order which you're placing, you're also placing your quantity. That quantity will get displayed. That is the bid quantity here, the next column. The next one, ask rate. This is the rate at which someone is trying to sell or someone is trying to say, okay, if you wanted, you can ask at this rate and I will be happy to give it to you. But you are saying, no, I will be waiting for this. So many people who are trying to buy, they will place the order at bid rate. And if it is not getting triggered, they will always be feeling that you have missed a move, right? What I would ideally do, if you're seeing bid and the ask is very close, go and buy it in the ask rate. But if the bid and the say for example, if you're looking at the FAR OTM, let me see this one. This is a classic example. Look at the 695, 698, 697, 699. That means 2 rupee difference is there, 3 rupee difference is there. Then in that scenario, you are not going to gain anything because you are already looking for like a 3 to 5 rupee profit. And if you're losing out buying it at a FAR OTM, sorry, deep ITM with like a 5 or 6 rupee difference, then it doesn't make sense. But in the money and at the money, you will hardly see like 30 rupees, 30 paise, 40 paise, or 1 rupee to the max. Then determine that if you wanted to place an order, click on this F1. That will open up your order entry window. Choose first, like a click on which one you wanted to. Say, for example, I wanted to go for 23,500. Okay, then you will automatically get the price which is set at ask rate. I will show you how to get it done. Okay, then we will be able to buy it. In this scenario, if you wanted to buy it little lower, use your down arrow key and then pull your prices as much as possible to the level at which you wanted to buy it, or to the level at which you wanted to place your buy order. Okay, these are the 4 columns. Next one, we are tracking the previous day close, where it closed yesterday evening. The close was at 251. Where it opened, where it is the high. This way I will be able to monitor the open and high, open and low concept as well. That's the reason I've added open, high, low. Okay, all the 3 columns. Next one is total bid quantity. We needed to know who is like having more quantity, whether the bids are having it or like a ask is selling it more. So we are adding that. Okay, then the open interest. What is the total open interest available on that particular strike? And what is the open interest percentage? That means from yesterday, this was the previous OI. From yesterday's OI, we have got 65% increase in the OI. That is currently it is trading at like 6,98,000. So what is the change in OI? 6,98,000 minus the 421 will be your change in OI. So someone who wanted to know whether I have met my requirement, look at this Q1. 35%, this one is 65%. Yes, it has met in terms of the OI, but in terms of the price, it hasn't met. Okay, so that is something which I needed to be carefully looking at. So as of now, these columns are more than sufficient. Trading symbol, percentage change, last traded price, bid rate, bid quantity, ask rate, ask quantity, previous close, open, high, low, total bid, total ask, open interest like a percentage, and previous open interest. And I have added few more columns which are like a total thing, and then net change and volume and so on. Anyway, that I'm not going to track much. That's the reason I have not like brought it down here. Okay, so once you are done that, all you needed to do is how to choose these columns. Click on this reposition column in the open group. You will be able to see everything here. Okay, choose only what you wanted it. Remove other things. Say for example, if you have added VWAP close and if you don't want it, just click on this, it will automatically go there. Here again, total open interest, I don't want it. Just click on that, it will go off. And then lot quantity, I don't want it. Lower circuit, I don't want it. Upper circuit, I don't want it. If you feel that, then you add only the columns which is there, it will be reflecting here. All others will be going off from this window. Okay, so this is for the market group watch settings. You are set it for the like in particular groups now, right? So this you are set it like you will now be able to see the same columns appearing in all 3. Why? We have done it with the market reposition column in open groups. We have just clicked on the open groups so that it gets saved, the same setting saved for all the 3. This is done now. Okay, so how to determine the color, the combinations and other things? All you needed to do is right click on customize. Here, use these default, whatever that is there. The text color, let it be white, which is what we are seeing in the white. The background color is black. And then the text color on the like a positive, whenever it is positive, you can change it to green, or if you wanted it, you can like say, for example, I always prefer that like it has to be in green. Then apply that. You will see everything is in the green. If you don't feel like I don't want it, I wanted it to be only blue, then you will get all the positives in the blue. And the negative, whenever the price tick is happening in the negative, you will get it in red. Selected and non-selected item, let it be like a black. The reason is if you're selecting it, it automatically will show you that. That's fine. Unsubscribed item, that means anyone who has like have like a say for example, there will be few brokers who will be giving you restrictions of like only having 30 or 40 strikes added, right? When you are having an unsubscribed item, it will show in that color. That means you can delete that color later. Okay, so what I had done, how did I come to this particular page? Just click on this, like anywhere in the page, click on customize, you will get it to the market watch, and immediately you can get it here. Okay, or if you don't want it, you can also go to this particular area, preference, user settings, and you will be getting the same thing. Okay. Once you are coming into the market watch, we have made these changes, and you can also change your font, whatever the font you wanted it, whatever the size you wanted it. Then leave all these things default. Leave all these things default. Click on apply and then give OK. Once you give OK, it'll order window will be closing. Once you select all these market watch and other things, now is the crucial part, which is called the order window. What is the order window? When you are placing an order, look at this. This is the order window, right? Whether it is a buy or it is a sell, you are getting a default count, and like people are wondering how you are getting the default 388 and like a price, like a quantity at like a 550 and so on. What you needed to do is go to this preference, go to this user setting, click on this order, select NFO. This is, what is this? NSE futures and option. That's the reason we are selecting NFO. If you wanted to do it for like equity, then select NSE. If you wanted to do it for BSE, you do this. For all, if you wanted to have a standard setting, then you can choose all. Currently, I do go for only NSE, NFO, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm choosing NFO. Transaction type, let it for both buy and sell the same parameter. Look at the product type, keep it at normal. If you're doing for an intraday, like a MIS kind of a trade, then you can choose product type as MIS. I'm going to leave it as normal. Order type, you have limit, market, stop loss, market. Choose always limit. And then here, you have an option to pick up from market watch or pick up from the number of lots. Here you can choose how many lots you wanted it, whether like 5, 10 or 15. Maximum for Bank Nifty, you can go up to 2,500 quantity, which is how many lots? Which is 100 lots. So the maximum which you can place in a single order is 100. If you wanted to place a single order, you place it at 100. Imagine I'm placing an 100 here. Look at this. Okay, now I'm going to do a buy order to show you how 100 lots can be placed. Look at what is it here. 2,500 quantity, and then the price is at 389. What I'm doing, I'm buying it. But did it buy? Did it buy? No. Why? The market says your margin exceeds the requirement of like we have around 5 lakh in this account, but it says you needed a requirement of 9,74,875 to buy this quantity. So when you're placing an order like this, yes, we needed to be really careful. But since I know that is like I don't have funds in that account, that's the reason I'm just showing it to you how the order can be placed even with such a large quantity. Okay, so in a particular order, you will be able to choose up to like 100. Say, for example, I'm currently going to choose it at like a 2. Next thing, what are the other things which I needed to see it? Click here, enable price range order window entry, check mark this, and then single click to place an order. This will save few seconds of trade. If you're not placing it, it'll ask for confirmation. In order to avoid confirmation, initially, if you're a fresher, use that. If you're experienced, you want to save a minor quantity of time, then click on single click to place your order. And then here, instead of order quantity, focus on order price. Click on this order price. And you will also see all other checkbox like keep everything like unchecked. I don't want you to check anything, because this again, what will happen is if you're closing this, it will again save some of your time. Say, for example, if you're do like this, if you're like placing an order, I'm placing an order at like a 378 now. Okay, what happened? My order entry window has got closed. Now the problem is, again, I needed to open given F1. To save that couple of seconds more, I needed to remove this. Now, if you see it, if I place an order at 370, is it going? No. Again, I can place another order at 371. Again, another order at 372. Another order at 373. So people who are asking me, how did you get your orders at like placed at 371, 372, and 373? Now look at it. One order got triggered also now. Now our order got triggered at 373 now. Okay, we placed it at like a 375 to 373. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a live example also how to trade this in case if it is in the profit. Imagine if it is going in the loss, how to trade it. If it is going in the profit, anything above this price, what is my buy price now? 373. Anything above 373.50, I will be in a profit. Okay, just as an example, this. What I will do, I will immediately place it 374.50. Now the price is trading at 378. Look at this. Our price was 373. Already we are sitting on a profit. What I will do? trail it as much as possible. 375 to 376. In case if the price is coming below that price, then we will be able to, like, what to say, it will trigger at 375. Still we will be able to be maintaining our profit. Now look at it, always I do this. Why? That is the only area. Now 377 to 378 I placed my order and it got triggered. So we bought it at 373, we were able to trail it and close it at 378. So our like a profit was for this trade is around 290. Okay, so how quickly we entered and exited the trade? If you wanted it, you just needed to go to that order window, and then I'll show you that. Here you can use a filter to see your completed transactions only. So we had like a 2 transactions which got completed. We bought at around 1137.08 and we sold it at 1137. So what was our buy price? 373, and we sold it at 378.80. Okay, so it, like, as of now it is looking simple, right? The first window we saw how to place an order. Similarly, the sell order also, you will keep it like this. You can place F2, it will go to the sell order. If you're placing F1, it will show you the buy order. So buy order, it will always show you the bid rate. Sell order will always show you the, buy order, it will show you the ask rate. Sell order will show you the bid rate, because that is where you are going to get a decent price without even bargaining anything. Okay, imagine if you wanted to buy it here. 50 again. I'm just showing you one more like an opportunity in case if I wanted to place an order. Look at this. I'm placing an order using my down arrow, thinking that if in case if it goes to this price, let it buy. If it is currently at 379, I'm just going to place it at 370, 360. This is where your speed needed to be there. Okay, how quickly you're able to place an order, looking at that, you should be able to place it as well. And then once you don't want it, just click on select whichever you don't want it, click on delete button, you will immediately get it deleted. Only one order will be pending. Okay, now I think that order also got triggered. Look at this. Now that order also got triggered and it is falling pretty fast now. Say for example, I want to see whether it is really falling fast. Yes, it is. But I'm going to just take another one, and then I've taken another quantity since it is taking a support at the like an super trend level, but now it is falling further. Look at this, the volume also, it is falling. So currently it is at 360. Look at our price now. 367 is our average somewhere. So already it is trading well above that. What I needed to do, immediately trail it. 367 in, because this is going to be a falling market, right? So I don't want to take a chance. I placed it, but still it didn't trigger. It went below that. When it was at 370, 367, I placed it, and then it went above that. Still, we were able to exit that particular trade. Look at this. We entered, we again exited 364, 367, and 367 we exited. So our average trigger price is 367 to 368. So what I did in that particular period, I bought it. I also placed the trailing stop loss and then exited it. How many of you witnessed that I also placed a trailing stop loss there? Did you guys saw that? Okay. Did you see this? I placed my average price at 367 and I might trigger price at like 368. Okay, so I trailed it between this price. Anything which is coming in between that price, you will be able to sell it. Guys, that is for like a scalping. So I'm just going to show you how I did it. Okay, look at this. I'm just buying one quantity. I bought it now. Okay, I bought it somewhere around like a 367. Immediately, once it is above my buy price, what I will do is, sorry, it got deleted. I will just add that one. Now it is above 370, right? Look at my buy price, 369.80. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a sell order. Immediately, I'm just choosing a stop loss here. I know I have one lot, 372, 373. Okay, so something which we bought it at 370, 369, it is trading at 380 now. What I needed to do, immediately trail it as quickly as possible. I don't want to lose whatever the little money which I got it from the scalping. I'm placing it now. Look at it. By the time I place my order, it got triggered. The violent movement is there, right? something which we bought it at 369, we placed the average at 372 to 373. Still, we were able to get 3 rupees out of the trade in no time. Now it is trading below that price. So almost with 200 quantity, we get like 500 rupees profit within like how many minutes we would have traded? We would have hardly traded for a few minutes, only like a 11. How many seconds each of these trades lasted? Only like a few seconds. And if someone thinking that like I may not be able to place it, guys, I'm doing it right in front of you. If I'm able to do it, you should be able to do it much, much better and faster than me. Okay. But yes, it will take some time. And again, we have clipped this order window for you. This is the buy and sell, right? Now, next one is the order window. What does this order window does for me? I have included trading symbol, buy and sell. Yes, if you wanted to sell it, you have two options actually. Okay, here you can look at what is your net quantity and sell it, or you can also go to this order window, and then if you select that particular and then square off, it will square off. But if you're clicking the square off, it will do a market trigger off. Don't do that. Always just look at like give a function F11, and then you will be able to see how much quantity is pending, and then close this window, click F2, and then you choose the stop loss, and then place the price at which, say for example, if you have brought it at 370, and if you wanted to sell it at like if it is already trading at like a 380, then if you wanted to trail it, keep it at 375 and 376, and then place your order. Say for example, on today, I'm just placing it like a 1 rupee range, right? But usually when the price is above like 400, place with 2 or 3 rupee range, so that when the movement is happening, your like order will get triggered. Otherwise, if there is like an what to say, a volatile environment, sometimes the freeze, like the price will move pretty faster and your stop loss will never get triggered, the trailing stop loss. So it's always important, more than 400, you have like a 3 to 4 rupee like a gift difference between the sell order price and the trigger price. Anything in that range, it will get triggered. Okay, currently like it is trading at like a 1 rupee range. That's the reason I'm placing it with like a 1 rupee. Sometimes you will see like a 5 rupee movement actually in a single tick. That means then you have to place a larger like a what to say, a trigger and the price move. Okay, so that is very important. So as of now, we have seen this. And to go into the order book, what you needed to do is click here. It's been some time. Look at this. You see the order book, which is called the function F3. You can use that. And then what you needed to do is you needed to set up similar to this. Again, you click on this trading symbol, click on the reposition column. You have plenty of information. Choose what you wanted it. I'm currently choosing trading symbol, buy and sell, status, total quantity, price, pending, traded, average price, trigger price. This is like, these are all not required, but still if you have it, just click on save, trading symbol, buy, sell, status, everything. And then I'm only using the open order window. If you open it, you will see open order on the top. You will see the completed order on the bottom. So completed order will have both your cancel, rejected, complete, everything. So first order, we placed the 2,500 quantity, right? It got rejected. So now close this. And then you are seeing and nothing is there, right? That means there is no open order. You have 17 complete orders here. Okay, so as of now, the market is again just making a small move and taking a support at the super trend level. Look at this, and then making it move. But I think like the chart IQ is giving a clear view, and trading view is showing still like it is well above. Anyway, forget it. Now, so we have seen how to create a market watch, how to create the like a what to say, the strikes added to the group, and then the next one, how to place an order. The next one, we have also seen how we needed to keep the user preferences. You can use the market watch to change the colors. You can use the order window, go to NFO. If you're trading in like a futures and stock option, choose this. You can set for NSE, you wanted a different one for NSE, you can do that. If you wanted different for like NFO, you can do that. NFO is futures and options. So it'll all futures and option will be trading in this particular, like now to say what are the settings which you have set it. Okay, and then give apply, it'll automatically do it. And here again, you have a lot of other features, but I don't use any of them. Okay, I wanted to keep my trading very simple. I don't do that. Guys, when you are placing it, like a say, for example, look at this. I'm going to place in buy order using a stop loss. What is that? Say, for example, I'm buying it at like a 370. Oh, sorry. Look at this. What I have done is I'm placing like a buy order only when it comes to 370 to 372. I wanted it to get triggered. I'm using my stop loss order even for a buy. But usually you don't need it. You can just buy it directly with like a say, for example, 370. If it's coming to 370, I'll just place it at 370. Okay, once it comes and hits my price, it will get triggered, correct? Once it triggers, if you wanted to sell it, I'll just show you with an example now. Oh shit, I've again deleted it. I think it is moving higher now. Let me see if I can buy one. Let me quickly see the chart and then I will tell you. Okay, I'm just going to buy one. I have bought it at 385 now. Okay, so currently it is trading at like a 386, 387. What you needed to do is you're placing a trailing stop loss, right? Just click this. Imagine you don't want it go below like a 384. Then you place it between 383 to 384, the trailing stop loss. I'll just show you, since I needed to show you, I will just show you with this example. 380 to 382. If you look at it, I have placed it between 380 to 382. When you are modifying it, you also needed to modify both. Okay, look at this. I have modified it. Now it got triggered. I have entered both the price and it got triggered. So what is the buy price at which we bought? We bought it at like a 387.10 and then we sold it at 387. So that way you will be able to modify it quickly and you can keep modifying it. You needed to modify both the stop loss and the trigger price. Both needed to be modified. Guys, when you bought it at the lower level, that means you have to keep the trigger price higher. That means what it is saying is, even though my stop loss is like a 390, if the trigger price comes to 392, anything between that range, you trigger all the prices, I'm happy. That means what you're trying to tell the like a system is, I bought it at 380. Now I have placed my stop loss at 385 and the 390 is my trigger price. So it will only like when it hits the 385 mark, it will like trigger your like stop loss. But what will happen between the trigger price and then the stop loss is anything which is there in between. Say for example, if you have like 1,000 quantity, then you will have the advantage of between 385 to 390, whatever that is there, the 1,000 quantity, they will trigger it for you. Okay, so that's the reason, have the trigger price and it will get all those things getting triggered. Yes, that's the reason I'm always keeping this the open here. When you are buying everything, you needed this open order window available to you so that you can make the change whenever you wanted it. And as long as this open order window shows you one trade there, you can always come and make the change. Look at this, I'm placing an order at 370. Imagine this order is not getting changed. Just select this, click on modify, and then you can choose it to 373. If you feel that no, I wanted it to get it to like a 375, I wanted to buy it at like 380, just move it to 380 and then place it again. Similar thing you needed to apply for sell order also. When you're moving it pretty fast, you needed to do it. And if you don't want this, just click a delete button, select that, and then it'll get cancelled. And that's it. That's the way you needed to place that sell order. On this order book, you will be able to see it. F3. If you wanted to see the trade book, F8, it will show you all the trades which you have taken it. Okay. On the top, look at this view order or trade reports. You will be able to get it. And click on this net position. You will be able to see how much positions you bought and sold and so on. But I would be using, there is an option called function F11. Use this to get the admin position. Okay. This one again will give you a complete history of how much quantity, which strike. Here again, you use the same setup, reposition the column, you'll have plenty of things. But I'll be using trading symbol, net buy, net sell, net quantity, mark to mark profit or loss. And then buy average price, sell average price. What is the BEP? That is the break-even price at which I wanted to make money. Next one is last traded price, realized market. These are all not required. Only these symbols are the ones which is required, and you will be able to see at the end of the day. Please ensure that your net buy and net sell is equal, so that you don't have anything which is not going to be like a, what to say, if you forgot or anything, then it will be reflecting here. So always ensure that before 320, 330, you have all your positions squared off, and this is your profit. This is the buy at which you bought it, and this is the rate at which you sold it. And currently the market is trading at 384.95. Okay. Yes, if you wanted to place an order, say for example, currently the market is trading at like a 380, 390. You wanted to place an order at like a 410. You can do that. I think I haven't tried it. Yes. So if you place it like this, your price will get triggered only when it's that level of 410. Okay, only when it between the 410 and 410, you will be able to trigger your price. You can place that. If you don't want it, cancel it. That's it. Guys, if you are a buyer, all you will require is the margin for calculating how much is the money required to buy a 50 lot, sorry, 50 quantity. 50 into the 388, if you're placing it, that is the margin you would require, which is 19,400. Look at this. Say, for example, I'm placing this 23 like a 400 at 350 bucks. Okay. 350 into 50 quantity. 17,500 is the margin which we require it. Right? Sorry. Yes. If you wanted to go and see it, just give Control Shift and V. You will be able to see. Can you see it? What is the margin used? 17,500. So as a buyer, we are just going to pay for only the premium that is there, whatever the premium at which you wanted to buy it. You're not going to like a seller, like imagine if you wanted to sell it. Say for example, if you wanted to sell like a 2 lots at like a 425. Now you will see your margin, which will be pretty huge. Look at it. You require 2,46,000 for selling a 50 lot. Sorry, 50 quantity. That's almost like 10 or 20x, right? I don't need to do like draw that much of money. Instead, I can make like whatever the returns which I needed to buy it as a buyer. So for a buyer, you will only require whatever the premium price at which it is trading into the number of quantity which you are going to buy. So that is the margin that will be required. Guys, again, I'm telling you, as a buyer, that's the best thing. Don't go for anything which is like having an high leverage and other things. I wouldn't suggest this, and because that is where the maximum pain can come. Do not go for like anyone saying like I can give you high leverage, do it, and so on. So next thing, like someone saying like how to remove the order. If I'm placing an order at like sorry, 370, I placed an order, right? Just select that. If you have multiple orders, say for example 360, I'm placing another order. 350, I'm placing another order. 340, I'm placing another order. 330. You're thinking that the price is not going to come. If you feel that like I wanted to delete only the top three, select these three and then click on delete button, it'll go. Or you can use this cancel button or a cancel all. If you use cancel all, like for cancel, you needed to select which one you wanted to cancel. If you are using cancel all, it will cancel everything. So either you can delete using shift everything, or you can use cancel all to delete and cancel all your orders. So hopefully like you guys would have able to see the trading symbol, the buy sell, and then like what are the things which I've added here. And then I told you where you needed to look for your margin and other things, how much capital I have, where I can see it, and so on. You needed to use Control Shift and V, and then you will be able to see everything here. Click on this refresh button, or you can use show all clients here. And then you will be able to see how much is the capital, the opening balance is there, and how much is available. and what is the margin used in case if you are having any open position, what is your position bought and sold, and what is your pay in amount in case if you have added like a 5 lakh or 1 lakh to your account, that will be getting visible, and then your pay at account will be available here. Say for example, if you wanted to do a pay in, you can use this option which is available under the secure URL. Click on the pay in, you will be able to do a pay in. That means you can bring in money to the trading account. If you wanted to do a payout, click on this payout. That means any profit which you have taken, you wanted to take it like a 20,000 today, I've made money, I wanted to take the 20,000, use this payout option to take the money out. So the transfer status will tell you like where exactly the money is, either in the bank or where it is. Okay, yes, to see the admin like a overall thing, Control Shift and V, you will be able to get this RMS view limits. Okay, that way you will be able to see that status as well. And let me just see anything else. This is what it is. Control Shift V, you will be able to get it. Order history, Shift F12, net position is Alt F6, and I don't use other things. Then what else? RMS limits, you can look at this, and I don't think this is more than sufficient for you guys actually, because I don't use any other things. Yes, there is a market order, basket order, and other things. These are the things which I don't use it at all, so I don't want to like explain it to you, something which I don't use it. And yes, you guys have seen all other things, how I've added the scripts and so on. And I will like show you what we have done in this. Okay, Shift F11 is, you will be able to see the admin position. Do we have any positions now? Nothing. So we traded something in between 370 to 374 when the training started. Now it is trading at 404, and with the Dow is like a minus 27 points, and then the market is just moving ahead, and the Bank Nifty is like a moving on thin volume, but it is like a mildly bullish. So again, they are trying to take it higher. They needed to clear this morning high, and they are trying to do that. Look at that. In one candle, they have literally taken it out. And now it is going on with volume as well. So anybody who's just seeing it, now you needed it to like for the next candle, in case if it is just coming below, I'm just trying to enter a small quantity to see whether we are able to do it much faster. Look at this. This has come with a large volume, right? Now I'm expecting if it is a one candle move, you may not be able to see it. If it is like, say, for example, if it is another move, which is happening. Currently, I have around like a 150 quantity. Somewhere we bought it around like a 430 levels. What I needed to do is I will immediately try to trail it once it goes to 440 levels, right? So currently it is at like a 430, 440 now. 150. I'm just going to 437. I'm just placing it with a 3-point difference here. I placed it and immediately it got triggered. It's okay. From 500, we made it to 1000 now, profit. And now I will be like a keenly looking at this candle is like a perfect candle. Look at this. Okay, this is a perfect candle, right? And we needed a follow-up on this one, but like I think like looking at this, the market is just moving across. Look at that, it got to 474. I placed an order again, but it didn't get triggered. Look at that. This is absolutely brilliant candle, guys. Almost like 280 volume. What is the volume? Yes, 287K. Pretty big. Pretty big volume. Guys, this is absolutely brilliant. Almost like 500 points from the yesterday's move is being like taken care. Now it is falling again back. So this candle had like a huge like a move happened now. In case if it is coming down quickly below like a 380 and the next candle is just giving me an entry, I will definitely try to do that. We will see like what is the entry for the next candle now. And Dow is currently like a 21 points in the down, but this is a pretty large volume candle, guys. Almost like it has crossed 300K volume now. This is pretty huge. How many of you entered the trade on this one? Good that like we are discussing it and then we are getting a trading opportunity and then we made a small trade as well. Guys, though it went quickly from my price, did I regret it? It triggered my stop loss at 439. Now it is trading at somewhere around 470. It's fine. Sometimes that's the way the market is. Doesn't mean that like as long as I'm able to enter and exit all the trades in profit, that's what I would be happy about. Okay, I'm not going to be cripping about like I missed the rally and so on. That is the difference. Sometimes it makes a lot of difference to your trading style as well. Okay, so thank you all so much, guys. Looking forward for another wonderful session.